In the warm, fertile lands of Omer, where the evening sun painted palm trees gold and roosters crowed before the drums, lived a young man named Obinna. He was strong, tall, and thoughtful, one who often lingered at the village stream, asking the stars questions no one else dared to ask. His grandfather, Papa Eze, was once a trader who had journeyed far through Chad, Sudan, and even Jerusalem. Upon returning, he brought more than spices and woven clothes. He brought stories, Jewish ancient stories that clung to Obinna's imagination like smoke on kola nuts. One of Papa Eze's most cherished teaching was the counting of the Omer, a 49-day spiritual journey observed between Pesach, which is Passover, and Shavuot, from freedom to revelation. Obinna, he would say as they sat under the avocado tree, escaping Pharaoh is just the beginning, no? The true question is, who do you become on the way to the mountain? This year, as the village prepared for New Yam Festival, Obinna made a bold decision. He will count the Omer in the spirit of both his faith and his ancestors. On day one, Obinna began by lighting a small clay lamp. Whispering the ancient blessing, he delivered firewood to the old woman, Mama Nkechi, without a word. That night he wrote in his book, "To be free is to care," which is day one. On the day 3 of the Omer, he broke his own fast to feed a hungry traveler. Kindness is not what you give when it is easy, he reflected. It is what you give when it's cost. On the day 3 of the Omer, Obinna's younger cousin broke his prized gold drum. Anger rose in him like thunder, but he took a deep breath and walked to the river instead of yelling. "Discipline is strength that bends but doesn't break," he wrote down. On the day 10 of the Omer, at the village wrestling match, when his opponent used a foul move, Obinna had the chance to retaliate. He chose to step back. The elders nodded. "Victory without honor is defeat," said Papa Obinna. On the day 15, he meditated a long-standing fuel between two family members over a pot of yam porridge. He listened to both sides and helped them find common ground. The tension broke like rainfall after dry season. On day 17, in the moonlight, he taught the village boys how to balance strength and gentleness, how to defend a sister, but also how to hold back a fist. Beauty is not just in art, but in how we live. On day 22 of the Omer, the rains delayed. Many farmers gave up. Obinna rose at dawn. Hoe in his hand, he replanted alone. "If Moses crossed a sea, I can endure dry soil now," he said to the clouds. On the day 24 of the Omer, his hands blistered, but he refused to rest. The journey to the mountain wasn't meant to be smooth. It was meant to shape the traveler, Obinna recalled. On day 29th of the Omer, the village chief praised Obinna for his wisdom during a gathering. He bowed deeply and replied, "I am only learning to carry water in a way that it doesn't spill." On day 31 of the Omer, he joined the children to fetch firewood, not as a helper, but as one of them. He wrote in his book, "Greatness is low enough to bend," he said. Day 36 of the Omer, Obinna invited elders and youths to sit together around a bonfire. He asked the elders to share proverbs and the youths to tell what those proverbs meant to them. A bridge was built that night between generations. On day 38 of the Omer, he sat under the full moon writing a letter to his future children. telling them we are not only born into families, we are born to create them. On day 43 of the Omer, Obinna stood up in the village square and publicly confessed that he had once lied about a neighbor's stolen goat years ago. True royalty is truth, he declared. The crowd was silent, then clapped. That day they saw not a boy, but a man. On day 47 of the Omer, he wore white and walked to Ugunso, the sacred hill outside the village. There he fasted and prayed under the stars. He imagined himself at Mount Sinai, receiving not laws on stone, but wisdom on his heart. On day 49, Obinna gathered all who had journeyed with him, the children, the elders, the curious, and the skeptical. He spoke not as a preacher, but as one who had walked through fire. The Omer, he said, taught me that freedom is not enough. We must become worthy of the mountain. We must end the rain. We must till the soil of the soul. As he finished, a soft rain began to fall, a sign the villagers said. And from that day, Obinna was no longer just a young man. He became a teacher, a mentor, a voice of ignorance and growth. The village people began to call him Obinna Omer, the one who counted days and grew in them. Years later, when Papaeze passed on, Obinna found in his scroll a note: "He who walks the Omer will one day climb Sinai." And Obinna knew he had.